Good morning, Discord. Morning, YouTube. Let's get into it. Okay, let's see what we got. So yesterday we had some pretty good movement on the economic news. We're gonna let these early candles play out. We're gonna see if we're gonna use the pre-market algos or if we're gonna generate new ones today. We got the 5 MA at 86.32. Let's see if that's the target for today. We're gonna look for a test of the 5. We're gonna look to see if they test the 5. So as of now, our puts are gonna look like your safety puts are gonna be underneath the 5. All right, we might have to do it organically. I don't know if we're gonna use the pre-market. Yeah, we're gonna do it organically. We're not gonna use the pre-market today, so gonna have to start over. It was looking good. It was looking good. It's all right. We'll be fine. It's just gonna take me a little bit. Just give me a little bit of time now. We're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait so 1 or 2 cycles. They didn't want to use the pre-market algos, so we're gonna have to do it from scratch. Just to let everyone know, I'm only gonna be on here for a couple hours today. Maybe 1 or 2 hours. I'll get you guys going, and then I gotta get out of here for a doctor's appointment. Okay, I'm gonna let the early candles play out. I'm gonna do some work. Let me do my work, and I'll be right back. I'm here. I'm just in the background doing work. Give me a second. So let's see if we do something like this. I'm just being a little quiet today. I have a doctor's appointment in a little bit, so I'm not going to be on here too much longer. Maybe an hour or two. I'll get you guys going, and then I'm going to head out of here. Don't get involved in here. At minimum, I mean, I'm not gonna trade today. I don't like it, but yeah, so they're trying to induce something right here. Liquidity grab from somewhere down here. We're gonna see. Is it a momentum push, or are they grabbing liquidity to push up? That's what we need to figure out. So we'll see if this is the magenta. All right, we're gonna see if it's gonna be a build in purple and a break of blue. We're gonna test build a purple, break a blue, don't overstay, break a blue. Look for maybe a little bit below 87.53. All right, while we're in this range, there's nothing to do, okay? Now look, this is what we want to look out for. Either the liquidity grab off the 5, okay? Or the liquidity grab right below the 5. And then they'll do this, watch. Okay? So, watch. One of those things is gonna happen, I'm telling you. I already know it. Everything's already on the screen. I already drew everything that's gonna happen today. You probably don't see it now, but it'll happen. I'll point it out if I could later on. Unfortunately, I gotta go to the doctor today. You see how you got to be able to survive all this in this magenta. So if it does break blue, right? If it does break blue, you gotta be okay with all this. So let's say if it does break blue right here and it spikes back up to magenta here, you gotta be okay with that. Look, don't overstay your welcome on the break of this blue. All right, look, I need everyone to pay attention really quick, especially Discord. All right, listen. I've never done it before, but I hope everyone was able to see what I was the point I was trying to get across. Do you see how I made this like this channel right here, and then I drew a flexion underneath the channel, right? So I was almost, I mean, dang, I was pretty good, but I tried to protect you against this area right here. So I wanted to show you where the flexion would be. Now, I got lucky here, but something just showed me where it was, right? So I showed you where it was. I was a little bit off, a couple cents, but Did that make sense to you guys? Whatever I drew here. I'm asking the Discord. Yeah, let me get some feedback so I know if this made any sense, right? This push up, and then I showed this little area, and then the push down. Okay. Cool. So I know I've never done that before, but you know, the vision, I just saw it, right? I'm telling you, I literally see this on the screen. It just shows up like an image on the screen. I see it on the screen. So when you see me like redrawing and redrawing, it's because it's not, whatever I have drawn is not matching the image that I see. So I have to redraw it. Look, I told you, if you're taking this break of blue, you got to be okay with this movement in here. Oh, sorry. You got to be okay with this type of movement in here. That's just what it is. So you're better off just waiting for red. Today's Friday. They like to burn out the contracts, right? They want theta to decay. All right, don't overstay your welcome on this now. Don't overstay your welcome. Look, profit target hit on the break of blue, right? You see it? Profit target hit. If you get anything past this, good. All right, let's see what it gets. Let's see what it gets. Remember, we want to target the, well, not target, but we want to see if we're going to get to the 5, right? We're going to get to the 5, and either we're going to grab liquidity off of it, okay? Either that's going to happen, or we're going to grab liquidity from it and break it a little bit. We might even break, retest, and reject. So if we do that, don't overstay your welcome on the reject. You know, it might be just a deeper liquidity grab. So level by level, okay? If it gets below the 5, break, retest, reject. That could here, look. The retest and reject could be setting up for this head. I think if you took the break of blue, then you're, I think exit strategy 3 with the legs, that'll probably be your best option at this point. But, you know, you guys have all the strategies there, all the options there. Choose which one that is most comfortable for you, but you should be employing one of them. Let me help you with the other one. Let me help you with one. I don't have a guardrail set up yet. Okay, so if you took the break of blue, you're still in the trade, single contracts, at least until you break green. Or if you're doing strategy number 3, wait for the legs to close. Now we want to see if this is going to form resistance, therefore we can move our stop to right above 87.53, right? The trade's protected from blue. Now you can't lose from here. You cannot lose from here. So this is a strategy currently working out, right? We already knew if we see a rejection under, what is this level? 88, 81, right? If we see a rejection underneath this level, which is what I did, and if the rejection breaks the blue, so if then statement, right? If this happens, then I do this. Right? Then I buy put. You put your stop above the last high and you let it ride. This is the strategy working out perfectly. This is it. Here goes our first win. Protect this trade. This is our first win right here. I told you, if we're gonna get to blue, if we break blue, you can only ask for red. If we get to red, great. Now, if this forms resistance and we keep going down, then you know where your stop needs to be. Okay, so this play played out, right? Exactly to the target. So now we're gonna look for the next play, level by level. Now, if you're still in it, you're still in it. If you've already taken profit, then you've taken profit. You don't want to overstay your welcome, not on a Friday, not in this environment. Just take your money. That was a good setup right there. I'm just gonna clean up this. I'll leave it. Oh, I guess this one can go. Okay, this one worked. So we'll go level by level. We'll go level by level. Remember, with this break of blue, you have to be okay. I'll say it again. I always repeat myself. You got to be okay with this, okay? It's part of the game. You got to be okay with it. If you're gonna hold, if you're saying, hey, look, I'm below the water, yada yada yada. I strongly believe we're gonna touch the 5. If that is your belief, then you have to be okay with all of this movement until we get to the 5. If that's your thesis. Otherwise, if you just want to go level by level, you can take profit like that too. I like to go level by level because I don't know that if at this level here, if someone's gonna hit buy call $500 million. I don't know that. Okay, broke our green. Let's take a look at higher time frame. Oh, okay, we're still, yeah, see, we're still in this green channel. Yeah, just don't overstay your welcome on any of these plays. That's what I recommend. Look, we're in this magenta until we're not. We're in this magenta until we're not. I'm gonna put it at 2. If you overstay the welcome on there, that's on you. So look, if you believe that it's going to the 5, you have to be okay with all of this movement in here. These are the rules. This is how it works. Because you're in this until you're not. So your call scenario from this point right here, it has to be like this. Number 1, it has to be a set of if then. If this, if that, if this. There. And if not, then we're still in here. Okay, here's the challenge to yourself. You know, well, you don't have to know, but let's just say you did know that one of these two things is going to happen. The price is either going to start to fade up or it's going to keep heading down. You know, and you even know the path. You even know the path and around the time and everything. So what I'm saying is that you know what's going to happen, but you still hesitate. Or you know what needs to happen, but you still hesitate. You'll know you're ready for day trading when that's not a fear anymore. When you don't have that fear. When you trust yourself. When you trust yourself, right? So just to recap what happened on the candle at 9:45 or around this time, I told everyone on the break of this, you have to be okay with this amount of movement. If you're not okay with that, then you shouldn't be in a trade, or you need to be adjusting to where you're chasing this. You have to be realistic with what type of trader you are. If you know you're not going to hold for this, even though I already told you what was going to happen, even though I told you, look, if you think we're going to the 5, and we most likely are, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but you got a high probability. I told you, if you're in here, you have to be okay with this amount of movement. Look at the money from blue. Look at the money from blue. Here it is. You see what I'm saying now? There it is. I told you, you have to be okay with this. You have to be in this trade until your criteria is broken, right? On the break of this is our calls. So that's where you would trail along this for your calls, so you know. But look at the money we just printed on the break of blue. I literally walked through what was gonna happen. I told you, you have to be okay with this amount of movement on the break of blue. You have to be okay with it. If not, then you're playing the wrong game. So even though I told you ahead of time exactly what was going to happen, and even though I told you ahead of time, if that trade wasn't going to work, what it needed to look like, you didn't care. You were still hesitant, right? Why? This is what you need to work out inside yourself. I cannot answer this question. This whole week, I've been telling you, look, you're not going to be late. You're not going to be late, but you have to be okay with the discomfort. You're going to have to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to find comfort in the uncomfortable situations. I literally drew what was going to happen, and I even told you, even though you know, you're still going to hesitate. It's fine. That's what I'm telling you. It takes time, because I don't know when you're going to find that comfort. Like, I don't know when you're going to start to trust the system. I can't control that. You control that. What I'm telling you is, if you follow the strategy, you control how much money you're going to get. And I even tell you what to watch out for. I even told you, if you're taking this blue, you have to be okay with the amount of movement. We're in the movement, so why would you get out of the movement? Like, you're in your movement, right? If we're in magenta and we broke blue and we're still in magenta, then like, I think everyone expects that the stock market is going to go red candle, red candle, red candle, red candle. I mean, if you did, look, now you know how you're going to be a lot more successful. Now you know how. You know what it takes. I'm telling you every day. We went through it together. We walked through this trade together. Only if it went above here, you know, somewhere above here, then you're getting out. It had to at least do this minimum, you know, break structure here. Minimum, it had to break your magenta for you to realize, oh, okay, we're in call scenario now. And over here, I walked through it with you, and I told you exactly what you were gonna think. You know, maybe not everybody, but I promise you, there's a vast majority of you that were thinking exactly what I said you were thinking. I told you weren't gonna hold for this. I told you it was gonna do. I went through everything, but the green candle or the opposite candle scared you out. And that's because you don't trust your own strategy. You don't trust yourself. That's the only reason why. Because I literally said what was going to happen. And if that wasn't good enough, if my words weren't good enough, you had a visual representation drawn on the screen. You didn't even need to know English for this. I told you what was going to happen. I told you if we break below this red, what was going to happen. So here's a early gift for Friday. Here's a gift for Friday. World, you're welcome. I'm giving away very valuable data. If you're interested in learning how to trade with us, send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. This isn't gonna last forever, so this is not gonna last forever. You get on board now. Get on board now. Look, we knew we're going to the 5. I told everyone way up here, we're most likely going to the 5. You can't let the green candle or the opposite candle scare you out. You need to prepare for this. I already told you what was going to happen. So now you understand the mental rigidity that you need to have. Now you get it. When I'm telling you what the price action is going to look like, look, you got to have some trust. I'm not telling you to trust me because I don't like that term. Just trust me. I don't like that term, but you know, it's just proof. It's just proof, right? You know, happening right in front of everyone's face. So, and honestly, like, the analysis, it really cannot get any better. It just can't. I told everyone break of blue, and I told everyone expect the crazy dance. I even told you to protect it. Look, I even told you to protect it until the magenta. Look, the price went up. It never broke. I mean, this, if you took your trade here above your last high, this was an easy trade. This was an easy trade. This is why I gave you, this is why I told you what was going to happen. Either you need to know if you're the trader that's going to take the initial dump, the initial move, or are you going to be the one that can hold? You need to figure it out. You know, and if you're not the one that, I don't like to hold. I don't. I'm telling you right now, I don't like it. But Figure out which one you are. That way you can work towards your strengths. Work towards your strengths. If you know that this is nothing to you and you're okay with holding inside of the structure, then fine. But you know, if you're more like me and you're like, hey, look, I got some guaranteed money on the table right now, let me take my guaranteed money, then, you know, what I'm trying to say is you control how much you can get out of the play. You control it. Now, you don't control how much they're going to offer. And look, we're going to the 5. I told everyone this was going to happen. And I told you how it was going to happen. And look, I told you when it was going to happen. When. That's the important thing. I told you when this was going to happen. Look, we even put a little red arrow right here. Come on now. No one else is doing this on the internet. No one is doing this. I told you this was gonna. I told you if you're taking this blue, you have to hold and allow it to jiggle, to do the dance. We talked about the dance yesterday. Here it is. Okay, let's look at our trading plan. Look at our trading plan right now. We have to do this. Look at the the analysis. Go to the bolt down, right? Click on the bolt down. Look where the break retest is. It's 87.32. Let's go to our 1 minute chart. Look around the 87.32, right? What do we have there? We have this red. We have our red ranger. What happens? A break, retest, and reject at that level. Does everyone see that? At this level, there's a break, retest, and reject, which coincides with our 87.30. Look, this is literally on our trading plan. Perfect. Look, it broke, it retested the 87.32 and rejected. This is literally on our trading plan. Like it's perfectly drawn out on our trading plan. It is impossible to lose for the day. You know, I have a trading plan. I told you wait for the break and retest. Look, it's perfect. It actually happened. Now we know how to. Hopefully, we're understanding how to interpret this trading plan. If you don't know how to interpret my trading plan, you better DM me. You better ask one of the OGs. Look, now we're at target. Now we're at target, and it happened exactly how I said it would. I'm gonna clean up this chart. Look. Don't tell me I didn't have this 5 already marked out here. We already knew. I'm getting better. I'm only getting better. Discord, I mean, maybe you guys don't see it because you've been here for maybe a short. If you're new, you haven't seen the improvement. But I've improved, man. Let me tell you, I've improved. Look at the, you know, we're doing good things here. You know, we're just doing good things. And I told you what we're looking out for here, right? You gotta rewind the tape. I already told you we're looking for one of two things is gonna happen. Or I gave you all the scenarios, right? It's gonna grab liquidity like this, or it's going to do this. Grab a little bit more liquidity, maybe a little push down to grab liquidity, to therefore make, look. To make a left shoulder here, and then a right shoulder here, something like this, right? So I'm telling you what to watch out for, what the patterns are going to look like. Okay, look, if you're, look, here's the Red Ranger. Here's the Red Ranger for the win. I told everyone to buy puts underneath red. There's nothing more I can do. I just gave everyone on the internet, if you took my trade, guaranteed money. Now, there's nothing, YouTube, you better stop with these unreliable claims. There's nothing unreliable about telling people the truth. Because all I'm doing is telling the truth, right? It's not like I'm making something up. Now, if I was saying things and just like none of that was happening, I get it. I get it. We already knew to look out for this, right? So you know where your setup is. If it's going up, it has to do this. If it's not doing this, then don't even look at it. I'm telling you. Now, if you're so greedy that you feel the need that you want to catch it from the bottom, that's on you. I can't control greed. I'm telling you where safety, safety, yeah. I'm telling you where the highest likely positive outcome is going to be. That's what I'm telling you. And if you are so thirsty that you want to try to get every single red cent out of the market, you're going to lead yourself to destruction. Wait for the safe setup. And that may mean less reward, but it's less risk. I don't like taking risk. I don't like it. But we have to. With no risk, there's no reward. So this is going to be a large liquidity box here because this is at the 5. So allow this to settle out. We don't need to jump in every trade. If you didn't look, this is our entry. Our entry was on blue. I told you what to expect. If you didn't take it, don't have FOMO now. You have to be okay with your decision. We need to stop FOMOing into things. Look, if your setup presented itself and you didn't like it, you got to be okay with that. That's your business. Stop expecting other people to run your business for you. This is your business. You're going to be a CEO or what? Take responsibility. I'm giving you the answers. If you don't like it, then you don't have to take it. But, you have to, first of all, we're not going to win them all. Get that out of the way. We're not going to win them all, so get that out of the way. If you can understand that, and you understand your own business plan, you'll be fine in this game. You'll be fine. You just need a little bit of patience too. A little bit of patience and some discipline. I think the discipline is probably the hardest part because, the red candle shows up and then all of a sudden your whole game plan gets thrown out the window. You're like, okay, I'm going to do this no matter what. One red candle shows up. Oh God, panic. Move my stop. I need to move my stop and stop the bleeding. Right? Which is what everyone said right over here. As soon as this green showed up, oh no, I need to move my stop and stop the bleeding. It didn't matter that I told you. It's okay. You have to survive this if you want to make the money. It didn't matter. Right? So once you can understand or once you feel comfortable in knowing and allowing that to happen, then you're ready to start day trading with real money. Until then, paper trade. Look, break of blue. If you didn't take it, nothing I can do. If you didn't take the break of this blue and collect money, there's nothing I can do. I just gave the internet 2 guaranteed wins. 1 right here. 1 right here. Nothing more I can do. I've done my good deed. If you didn't collect money from here, that's on you. If you didn't collect this, that's on you. Nothing I can do about that. Or if you're still in the trade and you're holding, even better. You're still below the water. You're still below the water. This downtrend isn't gonna get broken minimum until we get above this. You know what? Let me change it right now. Let me change right now because this was a winner for the entire world. You're welcome, world. Not that anyone's here listening. I'm giving away free plays on the stock market, and ain't nobody here to listen. And then ain't nobody here to send an email to say, "Hey, look, let me get let me get in the inner circle." These people are retarded. I'm gonna mark out low a day. Look, it's been almost an hour, and here are our entries. A put here and a put here, and but this, I called this out. This is so long ago, man. This is old news now. We talked about this at the beginning of the opening session. I already drew all this. You're late. Okay, so the break of this purple on our this was tough. I'm not gonna lie, this was tough. This was a tough pullback, but it's not like I didn't tell everybody it was gonna happen. Not like I didn't say it was gonna happen. There you go, protect that business. And look, me today, I didn't take any trades. This is just my rule. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. I didn't take one trade. I don't need to. I mean, I've done fine for the week. Wow. Just me personally. I did fine for the week. I don't. What do I need to risk money for? I'm telling you, I hate risking money like it. I don't like it. Okay, good. There you go. Hey, Mr. Alvaro, we have to understand who we are, because you can never, if you're not realistic with yourself, you can never improve from it. You can't make the adjustments, right? You and me both, right? You and me both. I had to recognize this about myself. Like, hey, look, I am not able to hold for the red candle. I don't care. I already know this about myself. Sometimes I do, you know, when I really know, and I know when my emotions getting in the way, and I just tell myself, oh well, I gotta be okay with it. You guys hear me do it too. I'm like, I know this is gonna go up. I don't care. I'm gonna get my money. I don't care. You hear me say it all the time. Yep. Listen to DC right here. That's good advice. Because it's gonna happen. It's just gonna take time. It's gonna happen. It just takes time. And if you know, certain people aren't willing to invest that amount of time into themselves. So for example, when I first started riding a motorcycle, because riding a motorcycle, it's counterintuitive, like to the physics you think it would require. You know, I had already bought the bike, and I get on it, and I'm trying to ride, and I'm like, man, I don't trust myself in heavy traffic. This is scary. This is sketchy. And I was like, I don't even want to do this. I don't even want to do this because I'm too afraid. So I can't enjoy it because I'm too afraid to enjoy it. And what I had to do is, yeah, okay, you know, I took a couple crashes. I've taken some crashes. It wasn't pretty, but I'm a much better motorcycle rider now, and I'm a lot safer. I don't take those type of risks anymore. Well, I grew up. I did a lot of growing up. So. Anyways, what I was trying to get to with that pointless story was that you got to get your lumps, and it's unfortunate. That's how it works. Like owning any business, it takes you a couple years to get profitable. Like any business venture, period, there's going to be business expenses. This is no different. People think that you're going to start day trading and that's it. Thousands of dollars in minutes. That's what people think. you know, it's possible, but you got to do it the right way, and it's not every day, and it's not every trade, and it's not every minute, right? The same thing happened here. We broke blue. We had to, you know, be uncomfortable, and then you get your money. You break blue, you get uncomfortable, and then you make your money. This is the strategy. You have to be okay with it. It just happened again. Now, how many times is this same pattern going to happen before? Right? This is what I'm trying to tell you. You got to keep, like, getting faked out in your mind and tell yourself, you know what? I actually don't know. Let me stop trying to guess. Let me just stick to a strategy. I actually don't know. Let me humble myself. Let me just stick to these rules and go from there. Because my own mind is telling me I see red, I see green. We can't. The robot's always gonna win. The robot's gonna beat out the human. Sorry. That's gonna win. So we need to trade like the robot, right? Trade like a robot, have no emotion. I know that's hard. I know that's hard, but you'll get there. You'll get there. You'll be desensitized to it eventually. You'll be desensitized to the pain. Right? And then you'll be, what is it? In a short period of time, you'll be in the mirror with just beating yourself, saying, I am not worthy, beating yourself on the back. Yeah, I am not worthy. If you're starting out, bro, just use the Rangers. Just use the Rangers. Get the money. Here's another thing. We also need to be realistic with ourselves. I really believe in everybody's ability, right? I honestly believe that I'm better than no one and everyone is equal, right? I think everyone can do, you know, there's some limitations, right? But for the most part, I think we're all very similar. More similar than we are different, I'll say that. So, you know, my ability to grasp the concept and to see it, I don't even know if it was accelerated. I think it was average time. I thought I was quick, but I wasn't. I actually wasn't. So your timeline is going to be different. And not only is your timeline going to be different, I don't know that you're going to see what I see. So if you feel more comfortable, because I know I keep pushing you guys to try to learn it, try to learn it, try to learn it. But I have to be realistic. There's going to be a subsection of you that you're not going to care. You're just not going to care. You're not going to think that what I think is cool, you're not going to think the same thing is cool that I think is cool. And I have to be okay with that. Because I'm thinking, wait, but you can just learn it and you don't need me anymore. But some people, they just want the answers. Fine. So I'm going to stop pushing you guys to, it's up to you, you know. I told you, blue, it's going to retrace, break a blue. I put it here for a reason, underneath the 5. There we go. So now we want to see if they're going to form the head here, right? Because remember I told you they might want a liquidity grab before a push up. So don't overstay your welcome. Let's look for, oh geez, hold on, let's let this keep going. I'm gonna let this play out. Look where our entries are. If you follow my strategy, our entry, first entry here, second entry here. Wow, look at the money, look at the money. I gave the entire world the keys to the castle. I mean, the precision. Oh man, I'm just gonna let it play out. Everyone sees what's happening. If you're interested in learning how to trade with us, send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted out. If you want to learn, you have the option to learn. If you just want to sit here and get the answers to the test, fine. I don't care anymore. Not everyone's the same. We're not gonna have the same interest. We're not all gonna have the same interest. You're not gonna think the same thing I think is cool. And I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna stop chastising and beating up the members for not learning. If you want to, go for it. If not, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Like certain things, you know, because I like to work on the car too, or you know, I just like to tinker around with stuff. Certain things I know is just beyond my skill or beyond my give a F, and I'm not messing with it. Certain things I'm just not messing with it. And you know, I could use my same logic. Yeah, well, why don't you want to conquer it on your own and learn to do it yourself instead of paying someone to do it? I could use that same logic. So recognizing I have the same mental hangups, you know, then I reckon self-reflection. So I'm not gonna be hard on you guys. If you want to learn, you learn. If you don't want to learn, just break of whatever. You take the break of whatever. But I will tell you, stop trying to. Especially if you've been here probably under a week, you know who I'm talking to. I know you think it's a cool parlor trick, but let me do the heavy lifting. Use your own algos on paper trading. You do that on your paper trade. If you're gonna real trade, just, which you shouldn't be, right? You should be still paper trading for the first month, or for, you know, till a certain amount of time. But if you're new and you're trying to do the algo, why? Why? It takes time. I went back and looked at my earlier when I started, and I'm like, man, those were bad. Those were bad. So I know I've improved. They weren't horrible. It was still profitable, but I mean, I can just see the improvement in myself. So if you think you're gonna get here in 2 weeks and do me better than me, that's not gonna happen. Okay, again, I put the blue. If you didn't take the money, right? Here's the next entry. I just put it for the world. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Well, okay. If I didn't do my job, and you know what? I didn't even trade today. I didn't even take one trade. If I didn't do my job, I don't know who did. Who did my job better than me? I don't know. Wow. All right. Let's see what Rhino got. Oh, good call, bro. Good call, brother. Good call. Damn, you guys are all over it. Good call. Hey, look, I wouldn't be. We have to BRR teal, or else it's gonna do this. Watch out. If we don't BRR teal, well, let me stop talking. All right, Rhino, there you go, brother. Good. Look at Rhino with the call out. Wow. Hell yeah. Amazing. Dang, Rhino's pretty new. Good call out. Great call out. See, that's what I need from you guys. If I'm here focusing and teaching, I need y'all to get my back, man. Because I can't do it all. It's in, you know, I'm doing too much. I already know I'm doing too much. And it's, I know I don't want to rely on you guys, but that's what I'm saying. We got to help each other. This isn't me by myself. Oh man, let's go. I didn't take any trades, but I'm just really happy for you guys. I'm really happy for you guys right now. And this is kind of good for my, I put a hedge on, so I feel good right now. Okay, good. All right, good job. Today's been a good day. Today's been a real good day. Okay, let's see if this is gonna be the BRR. Let's see if this is gonna be the BRR or the liquidity grab. On the teal. Okay, it stopped. It just, okay. We're gonna be patient. We'll see, right? We have to watch out for what I drew on the 30-minute. Watch this wedge between this orange. I'm really glad I put this orange here. Look how perfect this orange worked out. This orange, look, orange and teal. Let's watch out for this, okay? I'm gonna highlight it just for right now so we could see it. But it's only just to be viewable, right? This doesn't mean anything. I think they changed the algo. They changed it. Okay, there it is. We're in the purple. We're gonna be in purple until we break it. Look, even if we break above the 5, it's still gonna be magenta, okay? Even if we break above the 5, it's still gonna be magenta. Meaning don't overstay your welcome above the 5. You guys see it? BRR of the 5 above, maybe. I wouldn't overstay my welcome because, you know, let's say if it's like this, you know, it might do something like this. I'd still wait for this, and I would, you know, actually I'd probably wait for this. Yeah, yeah, we should wait for this up here. All right, we're seeing for breaking, retesting, rejecting. Now this could look something like this. And that's for you degenerates that I know that are gonna trade when I leave. So if this happens, you want to look for like that. Yeah, something like this. So they maybe want to grab liquidity from the 5. Dang, I have to leave soon because I have a doctor's appointment, but I kind of want to stay because I want to see if this plays out so I can gloat. just so I can gloat. I'm a gloater. I love the gloat. Ew, I'm never going to say that again. That sounds horrible. Okay, I'm gonna set up some plays for you guys and I'm gonna take a little break. Alright, we see what's happening. Let me clean up this chart. Okay, so Discord, you understand it's not only is it the break of magenta, right? If you break magenta like all the way down here, you're gonna be in like a weird area here. So you want to get probably somewhere up here. So measure your risk to reward. This is gonna be a funny area in here. In here is gonna be funny. So it's gonna be sketchy in here. That's all I'm gonna say. So if you could wait for up here. If not, you know, don't let the market burn out the contracts going sideways all day today. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. Look, I told you we're in purple, right? Look how look how perfect. Look at this. I told you we're in purple. I said we just switched it up. We're in purple. Okay. Anyways, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a quick break. I suggest you do the same. Don't overtrade. One thing I want to highlight before I go, we need to get this in our mind. If you're not okay with holding for the movement, you better understand who you are as a trader. Have realistic expectations then. It's fine, right? There's more than one way to skin a cat. You don't have to let the entire play out. You can scalp, right? But what I am saying is understand where you are as a trader so you know your strategy. Understand your limitations, or else you're going to be in this endless loop cycle of feeling like you didn't do well, right? When you actually are doing well based on your ability, what you're comfortable with. So what I'm saying is understand how to measure your win. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to go take a little break. Okay, really quick. The reason why I drew the path like this is because I'm allowing for this right here. I'm seeing, look how big engulfing the candles are, right? I'm seeing the price action. So I'm adjusting based on the price action. So I'm accounting for something like this. Oh wait, I just messed up. Hold on, let me do it again. I'm accounting for something like this. See it? This is what I'm accounting for. So I'm allowing for all of this movement. And if I'm not going to allow for this, then you know, I'm not. You understand? I have to. You have to be okay with this. These are the rules. I don't make up the rules. If you're not okay with it, then stop trading, right? You know what it has to be. So you're an adult. You have to be okay with this. You're going to be fine. You just got to let the fear, you can't be, this should be fun. This shouldn't be fearful. You shouldn't have fear. You shouldn't be, oh God, you know, you should expect to win every trade, but be okay with not. Because if you don't have that expectation, that's when you start second guessing and moving your stop. I'm gonna clean up the chart just a little bit. You don't need the guard. You don't need the training wheels. Just I'm giving you the reasoning and the logic. I got another 15-20 minutes on here. I gotta go to the doctor. Damn. Excuse me. I got another 15 or 20 minutes. I gotta go to the doctor, and then I'm gonna let you guys go for the day or for the weekend. Here, look, DC, your poll question is asking people for a bias. I think the operative question should be, are we taking the break of magenta or are we taking the break of blue, right? Because you're setting up a bias instead of setting up a strategy. So the question, when we get here, then what, right? What are we gonna do here? That's what you need to be asking yourself. It's a good thought to have, right? Because we obviously know that's where the liquidity is, right? Most likely it's going to go there. But what are you going to do once you get here? What's the game plan? So the game plan is to have some rules, right? It doesn't have to be we're in a trade. It could be, now that I got this data, now we're going to see what the next step is, right? So getting to the 5 is a data point. That's all it is. It's a data point. But it's a very important one, so I'm glad you have that thought process. But I need you to think one step beyond that, okay? One step beyond that. This is so we don't get caught off guard. Because I always want you guys to go level by level. Boom, now we're at the 5. Now what are you going to do? Still in this purple. I'm really glad I identified the change in... look how perfect purple is. Damn, purple is perfect. And I'm really glad I made this call out. But here's the thing. You got to be able to see it, right? Eventually you'll see it. You know, I'm assuming that we're not that different, and that, you know, if we're both humans, you probably have the same ability, and eventually you're just gonna see it. It's just gonna make sense. Like I told everyone, hey, look, the algo just changed. They're in purple now, and it's been absolutely perfect. And I called it literally on the 1031 candle. And you'll notice I didn't, like, you know, try to go out of my way just connect bottoms. It's a certain angle. You just gotta know. You just gotta know, and it takes time. It's not connecting tops and bottoms. Now, in time, you'll know how to scalp this type of stuff. And I call these revenge calls. This is also a double bottom. So if you're not familiar with what double bottom means, it's not what you think it means if you're on YouTube. So the Discord, if you don't know what it means, if you're new, you need to ask. There's a double bottom right here. So let's take into account, let's think, how long ago did I draw this head and shoulder pattern here? How long ago? So even if it doesn't play out like with the right shoulder, you know, we still had a lot of time to get to the 5, because we have to understand, we know where liquidity is. So because we didn't get continuation under blue, we knew that the 5, they're going to grab liquidity from somewhere, right? Because if they were going to continue down, continuation here would have looked like this, right? We would have broke the purple for minimum. We would have broke purple for continuation, minimum. Do you understand that? Does that make sense? At minimum, we had to break purple to see if there's going to be continuation, minimum. So only when that happens. So stop trying to guess. Don't front run it. Certain things need to happen. Until then, you're guessing. Why? Right? Why guess? This is our money here. Stop guessing with your money. Just wait until you're comfortable. Like, wait until it's clear. You don't have to do like these one little like, oh look, it broke by a cent. Maybe I should get in now. You know, you're not gonna be late. Just give it some time. Oh, yeah, right? Exactly. Perfectly, right? It's perfect support. So that's what I'm saying. We've already identified all of our risk. I identify the risk way ahead of time. You know where the level is. So if you're, you know, if you're expecting beyond this level, that's on you. You know, you're asking for too much, right? You're simply asking for too much. We have to let the setup occur. What does the setup look like? You know, maybe something like this, right? Maybe something like what we drew. Keep in mind, I drew this a long time ago. And we knew we had to be prepared for this right here. Like, it's still possible. So don't, you know, it's all playing out. None of it's not playing out, right? Don't let it fool you. I think we're too reliant on the path that I'm drawing and not the price level at which certain actions are happening. Stop paying attention to the path. This is 80% I get this right. You need to pay attention to the motion, not the actual time. I don't know when. I just know what it needs to look like. So for example, if this is the shoulder, right? If this right here is the shoulder, that's what I'm saying. I don't know when. I just know when it needs to look like. So I'm just trying to teach everyone how to interpret my pathing and my drawing. But look, we're still risk to reward. We're not underneath the blue yet. We're not under blue. So I'm still holding. I still have to be okay with this, is what I'm trying to say. I need to be okay with this right here, because this hasn't happened yet. So I know where my, you know, my margin of error, so to speak, is. I know where my liquidity, this is my liquidity, right? Boom. I don't even need to say anything else. This is my liquidity. Underneath here. It's just a big lick box. And remember, I was telling you guys about dancing, right? Remember I was telling you about dancing. Look for the dance. Probably, I don't know, somewhere over here. Look for the dance somewhere in this area. Let's see if I could see it. I think it's a longer move like this. But again, this path is just getting me to this, like to the bottom of the lick box. That's it. Now look, here, personally, I'd like it to wedge. Me personally, I like it to do something like this. This would make me feel better. Or I like to see the like a really strong dance right here. I want to see a quick down up right here. It's gonna be sketchy. Break a blue to low a day. Let's see. Oh, look at that 30-minute. Look at that 30-minute candle. How much time is left on it? 4 minutes left on this candle. Look at this 30-minute candle. This might be the break, the retest, and the reject we're looking for. Huh? What do you guys think? Yeah, there we go. That's what, see, something like this is what we want to see, right? We need to see they're grabbing liquidity. Like, you can kind of see when they're grabbing it too, right? You see when they spike up and then they grab it and then it, you know, kind of pushes. You can see when they're grabbing liquidity. So I'm not telling you to go off of that, because we know it could switch up on you, but just an observation. Do with that what you will. Now, what I do like about this move is the angle. You see the structure, deep structure? I do like how aggressive the angle is. So we talked about, oh, I think I said something about this morning. I like how aggressive this angle Oh yeah. So before we're worried about the 5, we need to see if we're gonna break key level, right? Because we're below the blue. So first we need to get, see if we're gonna break key level. Don't even worry about the 5 yet. We're still in the downtrend, right? We haven't broken the downtrend. Don't even worry about the 5. See? You see what I'm saying? Look, don't even worry about. Look, I told you what needed. We needed a break. We needed to retest this blue. Look, I just said it. I literally just said what needed to happen. I drew it. Right? I just said it. We needed a break, retest this blue to grab the liquidity to push it down. Look at the money. Look at the money. Look at the money. I told you, don't look at calls yet. We're still, look at the. Did you guys get this? I was just telling you. I just told you to keep the puts, right? I just told you. Look at the 30-minute candle. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. I just told everyone, look at this 30-minute candle. Look at the break and retest of. Thank you, Rhino. Or whoever took it. Man, I was trying to tell y'all. Okay, good. I was trying to tell y'all, look at the 30-minute candle. This is not a mistake. This is my lesson from our candle lesson, right? The entry, how to spot, what the shit is it called, man? I don't know. I'm just excited. Sorry. Hold on. Wait. Look at. All right, guys and girls. Look. Hell yeah. Look. See. I told you. I need you guys to win. I need y'all to win. I need you to win. We're in this together. If you don't win, I don't win. That's how it works. I need you to win. I'm not here just trying to collect your money. I need you to win. Good job, guys. Good job. And I know I don't like telling you buy call now. Or buy put now. I don't like doing that, but I just want you to see my logic. I need you to understand. I need you to see that what I'm saying is happening right in front of your face. So don't. Yes, good job, DC. Good job, DC. You need to see what I'm saying is happening. Look at the money. I'm sorry, I don't like being forceful with you guys, but I looked at that 30-minute chart. I'm like, don't you dare. Look at this 30-minute chart. We're below the teal. You better not dare. Stop looking at that 5. Do not look at that 5. Sorry, DC. I needed to. Now you get it, right? Now you saw. We can't even look. We need certain things needed to happen. What was the thing that needed to happen? Pop quiz. What was the thing that needed to happen for calls? Okay. Yep, that's one of them. Minimum, that's one. Yeah. Minimum, that's one. Ah, there you go. Okay, another one. Yep. Minimum, right? Minimum that had to happen. Above 5 and magenta, okay. And green, okay. Now we're this is how we manage our risk. And guess what? If none of that happened, then there's no trade. You have to be okay. You see what I'm saying? I need you guys to understand. We're gonna do this. There's a way to go about it, and it doesn't have to be get rich quick, right? It's not gonna be. I'm just telling you that right now, because I didn't design it for highly risk. I'm just not a very risky type person. But the home runs will come. I promise you. The home runs, they're gonna come. Just take the little profit. You don't be upset if you get. Do you know how long I took $8? Do you know how long I took $15 profit? So long. I took $15 profit and I was taking $30, $50 losses. Right? That's not sustainable. obviously that's not sustainable, but that was my trajectory. And that was a lot of greed. So we're good. Like, we're good. Our entries are fine. You just got to work on our exits. Our entry, we don't have an issue with entry. Right? We know where to get in. And we don't have to be right 100% of the time. We don't. But I hope we all see that we're all getting better. Yep, below the water. There we go. There we go. I told you you're gonna get it. It just takes, look at this chart. It just takes time. And I know you guys don't want to hear it takes time, but there's no better answer. Anything else is just a lie. I'm just telling you from my experience what happened to me. Like the real thing that actually happened to me. Look at the money. I'm so happy for you guys. I'm so happy for you guys, man. Oh my goodness. And now look, if you got stopped out here, fine. Figure out now. This is where you need to decide, should I have done the legs on this one? Should I have done key levels? Should I have just scalped it real quick and got out? You know, this should be fun. Play with it now. This should be fun. This is our business, right? There's gonna be a rainy day. There's gonna be a rainy day and you're still gonna have business expenses. So we need to look at the money. Look at it. It's not, look how far apart the legs are. Look how far apart they are. This is something you need to consider. When you see this, you have to consider, look how far apart the legs are. Right? They're not even close. They're not even close to closing. This is where we need to build our mental resilience. And I know it's difficult, but this is strategy. I think it's number 3. I think it's exit strategy 3 with the legs, right? Pay attention to what's happening. Look at the drawdown and look at the legs. Understand, you'll be fine. They're trying to scare you out with the opposite candle. You have to understand, this is a liquidity grab. Right? Look. You know what? Stop. We had 1 strong, 2 green, red continuation, right? We know what this is. This is called a what? What do we call this? A strong red, 2 green, red continuation? Bro, I prepared y'all for this. Let's see what Rhino got. Okay, let's see. The move, the 2 opposite, and then continuation. What do we call that? There you go. Exactly. Yeah, 70. This is simple math, Rhino, right? Simple math. Like 75%. Thank you. See, I like being around people that have a darn brain, man. It's just so much easier. Okay, good job, DC. So DC, you got the diamond. What do they call them? Diamond hands? Diamond palms? I forgot what they call it. Diamond something. All right, look, to answer the question, we had our strong red, 2 green, red continuation. That's called the breathe. Diamond hands. Okay, yeah. You got diamond hands. How did I forget that? Okay. You know what? I'm going to do some admin here and I'm going to call it because I got to go to the doctor. We had a great day, gentlemen. I'm very, very excited for you guys. Do you understand now why I drew this path right here? Like it had to break. I wanted to see the grab, which was this green 1057. And then once this was easy. You know, once we saw that, I'm glad you guys listened to me. But look, it's not, I know I've been doing it more often and I hate doing it. I don't like telling you buy, call, buy, put now. But I mean, dang, when I see it like that, I'm gonna tell y'all. Just buy it, stop. Stop being silly. Just trust me. But, well, don't trust me, but, you know, trust yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, let me do some admin. I'll be right back. I'm probably going to call it from here. I'll be right back. If anyone just saw my brokerage thing pop up, I told you I wasn't trading, so I don't feel weird about that. Okay, I want a really quick recap for YouTube, the plays. We made so much money today, I have to expand the screen. Our first entry for our puts was somewhere around the 946 time frame on the break of our blue. So we were in puts here. At the time, this was a red ranger, meaning buy puts here. So we had two opportunities on the break of this blue or the break of this red. This is a big winner. We had another entry for puts on the break of our blue again. And then we had our last entry, which I was a little forceful on. I was a little forceful here, but I think they're okay with it. We had our last entry right here on the break of this blue. So we had a really good day. We only needed 1, 2, 3 trades. If you're interested in learning how to trade with us, send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted out. Today we had absolute perfection, precision. Today was absolute perfect. Yesterday was I don't know. Did you guys see the damn flag? And Rhino called me out. You know it's bored. I wasn't bored. I was telling y'all, look, this is going to happen. And the reason why I drew the flag like that is so you paid attention. I'm telling y'all, this is going to happen. I don't know what else to say, but here's a big, shiny American flag to tell you to buy a call. So I'm getting a little more, I need y'all to win, right? I just need you to win. And I'm seeing that you guys are, you're I think maybe I'm talking too much and I'm giving you a little bit more overload. And you're taking too many things into consideration as opposed to understanding that those things that I'm saying are future events to watch out for, or maybe possible stop losses or take profits. I think I'm talking too much and people are confused. Maybe, I don't know, but I'm just going to be a little more direct. Like, hey, look, this is what it is. Here's your risk. Take profit here or don't. Buy call, buy put, or don't. Yeah, right? That flag, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, I don't like doing it because I kind of want to, like, have you come to that conclusion on your own so you get that what is it called? Like the breakthrough moment or the, what is it called when you break through, I guess. Like the moment of clarity. So I'm trying to force that moment for you. But, you know, I'm not going to let you bleed money in the meantime. So how about I'll just draw a god darn flag, or I'll just say in the middle of the trading day, you better look at this candle, right? You better look at what the direction that is happening. Don't even look at calls right now, right? Remember I said that. Do not look at calls. Do not look at the 5. Look at this candle that's happening right now. Look at and remember, this is very important. Right before it happened, I said, you know what? I really like the angle. Look at the angle. Look how perfect the purple and green. I said I really like this angle. So, this was a good trade. And I'm glad everyone stuck around. I'm glad you guys took my advice this one time. I'm glad you took my advice this time. This was a good move. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking. I got to get out of here. It's been a pleasure. We're going to do the same thing. Send me an email, LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted out. We had a good, hey, it was a pretty good week. We had a good week. And I didn't even trade today. I'm okay with that. Because these are my rules. I'm okay with it, right? Tomorrow's another day. Or Monday's another day. So, if you guys got anything for me in the Discord, send me a DM. Otherwise, enjoy your weekend. YouTube, send me the email. Stop being weird. LiveSPYTrading@gmail.com. I'll get you sorted out. I'll see you Monday. Have a good day. Goodbye.